All right. We are here with 9 lives and Book of Exalted Deeds Mutavault combo. I've played this in the past. Um, I'm going to play it on Explorer Ladder, which I don't think I've done before. I've done Explorer as the event, which is basically the same thing, just without the, ranking system. And I've played this a ton in Historic. What you lose is Assemble the Team, which is basically a demonic tutor. You just lose access to that. But your opponent's decks are a little bit, a little bit weaker too, because they don't have all the crazy digital only Hearthstone nonsense cards. So I'm gonna try it in ladder. The card in the sideboard, it's only best of one, by the way. I should say that. Don't try this in best of three. You're just gonna lose because people are gonna bring in from their sideboard something. You're gonna scam them game one, and then games two and three, you just lose. So I really wouldn't advise it. I could be wrong. I don't really know the best of three sideboard setups for like the meta in Explorer, but at least in Historic, I really ill advise it. So, anyways, I don't know if Karn should stay in here. I just like it to shut down the artifact, mystic, whatever that weird mystic something forge combo artifact deck, just to stop their artifacts from being able to do stuff. I don't really have anything to do with Karn other than that, so we'll see if that ability is worth it. Probably isn't, but it might be just better as like a pithing needle. But I don't know. For now, this is what I have. I have an approach in the sideboard too. It feels enticing to put one in your main deck, but I don't know. If you're gonna put one in your deck, you kind of wish you had more than one. Usually, I do have some tutors, but still, I think this doesn't make the cut in the main. I just like to go get it with Mastermind's acquisition. In a game where my opponent maybe just didn't concede and they can't win, so they're taking 10,000 years to like actually lose because they just don't want to scoop for whatever reason. So the approach just forces them to, they only have 7 turns of swinging at you mindlessly instead of 70 if you know how many cards are left in your deck. I'm splashing green for Assassin's Trophy, but mainly Gaia's Blessing. If Mill is all over the place, then this is a good idea. If Mill isn't everywhere, I don't like this that much, but it's still somewhat useful. It replaces itself. It is a cantrip, so it's not like a totally dead card. Think of it at the very worst as just a revitalize that puts like more gas into your deck. Maybe if your Mutavault gets blown up, shuffle it back in or something. But the main thing is just Mill. If they're running Ashiok anyways, then I guess it doesn't matter. Ashiok and Tasha's Hideous Laughter are still a serious problem, and this does not remedy that. So if it's just Mill you're worried about, I don't like this, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try the green splash. Most likely not worth it, but I'm going to try it. I like it. It's fun. Um, could do a third Necromentia, but don't really know what I'd take out right now. Yeah, that's it. Sweeper, another binding, a cage. Rest in peace in the main. For those who don't know how this works, it's just you play 9 lives. You play Solemnity. Your 9 lives cannot get counters because Solemnity doesn't let you put them on them, so they can't kill you with damage. They can still kill you with Teferi. Uh, I think Questing Beast, Bone Crusher Giant gets around it. Stuff like that. Mill. Book of Exalted Deeds, Mutavault, however, if you put the Divinity counter on your Mutavault, you can't lose the game. So they have to blow up Mutavault. So you have to like have a window where your opponent isn't holding up removal spells, and then put the counter on this, and then untap, and then hope they don't have Field of Ruin, which 99% of players probably don't. And yep, I ran out of things to talk about. So like, comment, subscribe, and let's see how we do. Like I've ever seen it in Historic, even though it has access to even more cards. All right, yet again, no need to turn one Thought Seance. Okay, this looks more beatable. What? Okay. I guess I save... I guess, yeah, I'll just Thoughtseize again. Honestly, maybe I should have not Thoughtseize and just played my second tap land and then just went from there. Maybe that made more sense, because now I can't do anything next turn, but I'm not immediately dead. Alright, looks like I got out of it anyways. I'm going to play 9 lives first, because if they do have Bone Crusher Giant, I want to have the highest life total possible. Instead of being at 11, I'd be at 9 with this attack, if I played this first. This gets 2 counters, but obviously that doesn't really matter. Alright, they didn't scoop, so possibly Bone Crusher. Okay, this puts it into play, it does not put it into the hand. Oh, I lied. It puts it in the hand. I'm stupid. Never mind. I was gonna say if they got Bone Crusher Giant, they couldn't actually cast it because it goes into play. All right, so let's go get Necromentia. Name the only card that they could possibly have. I mean, they could also have what's it called? Skyclave Apparition. All right, so name Bone Crusher. No Bone Crusher. Any Skyclave? Nope. 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 Alright, so there is no card in my opponent's entire deck that does anything at all. Okay, so it has to be one of these. Which means it can't be that one. Oh, they figured it out. Wow. Wow. Look at that. Alright. Because you lost to the combo, right? Like I mean, there's 1,000 ways to complain about it. It doesn't really change. It doesn't make people not do it. Some people just can't handle it, you know. It doesn't register in the brain, and they can't handle it. All right, so Karuga, interesting. That's actually very interesting, and also kind of bad for me. If it's Super Friends, I probably just lost, but they can't have 1 or 2 drops. Let's attack the first 3 drop, maybe. Looks like a cycle spell. It's nothing it can be. Or is it permanence? Contains? No, it has to be a cycling card. Oh, Bone Crusher. Wow, that's actually really funny. It can also be Bone Crusher. Alright, so it's creatures. It's creatures. That's good. This is not good, but at least they flung the first one out. Alright, I'm going to go get Solemnity. I could get Book of Exalted Deeds, but Solemnity is what I need right now, because I don't have triple white to actually cast it, and I need to, like, not, you know, die. Shieldred would have killed me very quickly. Fires is odd. This is a very odd list so far. Okay. Carbon MTGA. I wonder if it's another content creator. I wonder if they know me. Will they be my friend? I'm so lonely. Why do you think I play this? I play a card called Solemnity. Of course I'm lonely. That's it. Pick it up. Pick up your Karuga. Oh, uh-oh. Wait, what? What could you possibly be doing with the last of your mana? You can't have anything in your deck, though, right? Am I tripping? Oh, Fires of Invent. I mean, still, though. Why did they manually tap? I don't understand why they manually tapped. I don't know what they could possibly have here that is castable. Their whole deck is 3 or more. Opponent is reading 9 lives. That's not a good sign. Alright, so I'm dead to another Bone Crusher anyways. Just damage in play, so I will Thoughtseize. Also, Solemnity stops their Fable. Opponent's really... I mean, they're thinking about something. I just don't know what it is. Okay, they can channel and bounce their stuff. Beseiju is a problem for Solemnity, but it's only a problem for the first one. And they can't use it right now, which is really good. If they could do it before they untap, it'd be a problem, but... I mean, technically they can. Let's see if they do it. Let's see if my opponent does it. Oh, I'm sorry. It actually costs 1. They have a legendary. Never mind. It cost 1. Alright, you got it. Fair enough. So they get to use... I really didn't want them to have access to this Fable, but... So it's like a 5-color Karuga deck. They still make room for Beseiju and double mana cost spells. I mean, they have fires to get around that, but still. Kind of a tall, kind of a steep... Deep in the tank here. Elishnorn, alright. So that triggers twice? I thought it triggers twice. No, it doesn't work like that. Right, I've looked into that before. You, in fact, do not have it work that way. So I'm going to do this. There's no incentive to leave up Assassin's Trophy. Suppose I'll shuffle in Solemnity as well. Alright, so Gideon's Intervention can deal with Shieldred. It can also deal with Stomp. Stomp would actually kill me. Don't you do it. If they flicker Karuga, I am screwed. Most likely. Alright, they don't have it. So I will name Stomp. I think it's in the list already. Yep, there it is. And I will play my land. It'll put all cards like known about in the list. So you don't have to keep looking for it. Alright, that's a problem. Unfortunately, it's end step, so I actually can't do anything about it. They can sack, yeah, and then get... let's hope it's not binding. It's one more, right? Heliod, what the... Sorry, God. I've never seen that card in my life. So they can flicker Karuga. I'm going to name Shieldred because, well, I know about it. That's all I'll give. I mean, I could name Teferi as well. Could name Teferi. I'm not going to name the Touch, but they're going to channel it just to draw like 14 cards, but that's fine. As long as I can answer their things that actually kill me. You know what? I should name Teferi because I can Assassin's Trophy Shieldred. And one's already in the graveyard, so who knows how many they have. Opponent doesn't do it. I don't agree with this at all, but so be it. Okay, the Ooze is the one that does more than one type. So Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, is a problem. It is not in their deck. Atali can be a problem, but they have to get lucky. No, no, no. Leyline Binding is a problem. So it's just Leyline Binding. It's just Leyline Binding. Can they flicker repeatedly? Not necessarily. Let's say they can flicker their stuff over and over, but no, all right, that's fine. This could be worse. If I ever get a Book of Exalted Deeds, I am in a very good position. My opponent's only removal spell cannot be cast, which is a Bone Crusher Giant. I'm confused. I don't know why they're not flickering their Karuga and drawing like 12 cards. That's what this does, right? Exile, return. They draw like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They draw like 12 cards if they did it, because it doubles it with Elishnorn. So I'm not too sure why they're not doing that. I don't know what they're waiting on. Maybe trying to overload me? All in the same turn cycle? Okay. Well, they didn't attack last turn, and now they're just suddenly doing it. I don't really know what's going on. You can't cast Stomp. I think they thought they could. I think they thought they could. You cannot cast that. Well, now you don't get access to the cards until, like, next turn. So I don't really get the philosophy of what my opponent just did. You can't Ixalan's Binding, or Leyline Binding Mutavault, so that's not a problem. You got it. I'm just gonna shift enter. Also, there's no additional Shieldreds. But yeah, now they have to discard down to 7. They get rid of Fires of Invention? What? Okay. Feel like that's one of the better cards in play for them. You got it. This is a legendary token, isn't it? Yeah, they have to get rid of one. This, all right. I didn't even know that was in their deck. I looked through their deck and I didn't even see it. That's one of the cards of all time. So this is only enchantment. What they just did would make sense if this was an enchantment, so they could go get Leyline Binding at 6. But you can't. So strange. Alright, so I found this. I can get another Solemnity. I cannot cast... Oh, okay. Sure. I was gonna say, if I got Necromentia, I would, if I got Necromentia, and they had a Binding in hand, they could just Binding this, and then I lose. So I have to tutor for, like, another Solemnity and cast it, and hope they don't have 2 Bindings. Or I can just leave up 2 Assassin's Trophies, which I actually was not going to do, because I was trying to cast this, but my opponent scooped, so I only had 1. So I don't know what to do there. I can't even Thoughtseize, because I have 2 colorless sources. Yeah, I think actually, in the grand scheme of things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so they had 8. If I played another one of these, it'd be 8 plus... I would survive if I played out another 9 lives. And then from there, I can dirtle around. Yeah, I think the correct play is actually to cast 9 lives here, because I get more counters, and they share. So they'll never all one take, like this won't take 8, right? It will divide them evenly. So each one will get 4 essentially, but this one will probably get like 6, and this one will get 5. They distribute to the point where they're as even as possible when you have multiple. And the reason I'd like to do that is it gives me a turn cycle where I can leave up a single Assassin's Trophy, and if one isn't good enough, I don't immediately die if they have a second one. They can flicker this and get back their bindings. Yeah, they had 2 in the graveyard. They can flicker it with touch, and I think there's a second touch in their hand or something. Yeah, I think they had 1 more flicker effect in their deck, and it was 1 more touch, so they could have done something like that. But no, my opponent gave up. That was a lot of commentary, actually. Post-match commentary was quite extensive that time. I'm on the draw. I really like this hand. I don't think I've ever seen a book yet, huh? I don't think we've seen Book of Exalted Deeds. Certainly seen Mutavault. No, I don't know what I'm mulliganing for if this isn't good, so. I bought the whole cycle of these sleeves, and I actually thought they were lands, and then I realized they weren't. Alright, so they're on the play with a Metadork, which is obviously really bad, but it's red, which is maybe good? Maybe? It's not just mono green devotion. Alright, looks like a Blacklist Jund. We will... Thoughtseize. Another Bone Crusher Giant deck. Wow. Alright, well. What is... What? Okay. Alright, alright. Okay, so I don't have a lot of time, but that's fine. Let's make these Scavenging Oozes small. It could be another Beseiju deck as well. Actually, it's extremely likely. What does this flip into? Does it flip into a problem? It does not necessarily flip into a problem. I'm probably the only deck where you can, like, instantly get your invasions done. I'm a good opponent to have for that. Alright, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm only dead if I cast this. Yeah, this is a problem. I can't cast this. I think I don't know what to do here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't cast this. Which means I'm just under the gun and nothing I do matters. Yeah, I think I'm a turn too slow. Alright, so I'm going to name Stomp so I can't die to that card in the future. But playing 9 Lives would kill me as well, because they have more than enough creatures to two-shot me. So if I played it, I'd have to top deck Solemnity the next turn. Yeah, I'm trapped under it, which is a problem with this deck, but it happens sometimes. I just essentially lost. Alright, so now the only thing I can reasonably do is hedge on finding Solemnity off the top. My opponent is actually only swinging with 4 creatures, but then they have 5 on the next swing, so it's still 1 too late. If I found an untapped land and I had enough life, I could have also survived by just getting it, but I was at 3. Alright, that doesn't really do anything. Just gonna spin in my wheels. If I was at 4, I wouldn't have shocked myself there, but at 3, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I can block a 1/1, and I guess I will. My opponent probably won't respect it. Yep. Wait, they don't have to respect it, do they? No, they're tapped too low. They can't kill Mutavault. Alright. Doesn't do much, but it's free. Oh! uh, oh, yes. That was play to your outs. Play to your outs. Oh, yes. I can't believe I won that. Oh, that's so stupid. Oh, dude, they got scammed. Okay, so we took out the green to make the mana more consistent, and removing Gaia's Blessing, which I don't think is particularly strong, and added Revitalize and Fateful Absence. I think that is what we should be doing. You know, Mutavault with the triple white and double black is already enough on the mana. I don't think a green-black card is helping me. And yeah, Revitalize might wind up being better as a discard spell, but for now, I want Revitalize. I want an excuse to play Edgar. I want an excuse for my Edgar. But alas, I cannot find one. It's already a mulligan to 6 because this is a legendary and it doesn't really do anything. I mean, it's a mulligan to 5 without a Mutavault. Alright, let's get rid of Binding. Alright, hopefully Rest in Peace is good. Temple Garden. Don't know what that means. Don't know what that means. Alright, so green-white angels. This deck usually has... No reason to play Rest in Peace. This deck usually has Skyclave Apparition. Actually, it almost always has that. Alright, so let's go get 9 lives. And then I can Grim Tutor for Solemnity. I mean, Necromentia. But I think I have to play 9 lives immediately. Yeah, I do. Okay. So if they've collected company or a way to... Okay, that was actually a really good draw. Oh, maybe. If they don't play another creature, it's a 4/4 attack. So I don't have to commit Solemnity. And can play this instead, naming Skyclave. A Johnny? Come on, a Johnny. Come on, a Johnny Plus. A Johnny Plus, please. Okay, good. They accidentally messed up there and played a Skyclave, which I have the reads. It makes me think they have another one, but I literally have no other option other than to play this. So, if you have it, so be it. Please don't have it. Or a collected company. Don't have that either. Actually, just don't have anything. Just cast one with nothing. Alright, they don't have it. Or collected company either. So they're not digging for Skyclave. Yep, my opponent literally punted the game. Oh, okay, they punted the game twice. If they hit a Skyclave off of that, they would have won the game with the attack, but they waited for some reason. Okay, so we have 6 mana. Let's go get Skyclave with Necromentia. You can't just name Skyclave when they have collected company, but it's so nice to play against net deckers that don't have unique answers to things. Alright, my opponent did have a Boseiju in their deck, and they weren't willing to see if they were going to top deck it. That game was not over. I did not have an answer to Boseiju in my hand. Most likely blue-red prowess. So we'll see. Oh, there's a riot going on outside. Alright, it's not blue-red prowess. It's some weird... this thing again. Alright, let's take that. I don't really care about Ornithopter. This is a weird hand. I don't know. Should they have kept this? I guess. There's no reason to cast this now. I don't have any 0 drops. Did I have quad caves? Quad Caves of Coilus. That's cool. Just offset the life loss with our revitalizers. See, it all pans out in the end. Opponent has Stone Cold nothing. But technically, neither do I, so. I always play this on white. Let's do this. Alright. Well, you can pick up Gigantha now. Gigantha means no Skyclave, because it's a double white card. Also no Beseiju. Opponent didn't sauce me for 2? Wow, dude, toxic. Okay, I'll play this. It stops the Loxodon from applying counters, I guess. Not really a big deal. Make sure you shift enter when you don't want to activate your Mutavault and hold priority for no reason, slowing the game down substantially. Shift enter. It auto yields to all. So they can Knight Errant for 2. Which they'll probably do. I mean, I can die. I don't actually have anything. Never mind. Found it. Never didn't have it. Well, they didn't immediately scoop, so leads me to believe they have answers in their deck. Or they don't know how it works. Both of these can be true at the same time. Oh, they could have Bone Crusher Giant. Right, gotcha. So there is something to be wary of. Let's see if they have it. They're really struggling with this Knight Errant Convoke. 3 is the perfect number, too, for Bone Giant. Or Bone Crusher. Alright, my opponent actually did the thing I said and realized they can't win. They parsed it out and came to the conclusion they do not have a way to get through this. Alright, just because I have Thoughtseize. My opponent has Thoughtseize as well. Very well. Alright, so I need a white source and I am... No, they have Beseiju. So I really need them to play Beseiju. Actually, you know what? Let's, yeah, alright, let's go get a... Do I get another Mutavault here? I kind of want to get another Mutavault. That's probably wrong. No, that's got to be wrong. Let's get a white source. You into you. So this will make my opponent be forced to do something about this. I want them to channel this Beseiju. That's what I would like to see. Okay, they channel it on Mutavault. I guess that makes sense. Does that make sense? I guess. Why don't you just blow up the book? Alright. So it's a collected company deck, so I don't really expect it to be a combo deck. It is a combo deck. Okay. Okay, so I really want Rest in Peace, I guess. Though that might not be good enough. Maybe it will. The Seiju's gone, so... This doesn't stop Asurarak combos, but... They're pretty far from those, anyways. Like, really far. Opponent did not do the thing. I'm not going to respect a single card in the game. I'm just gonna do this and see what happens. I'd rather them not company in response. Looks like they don't. So they need to not have a removal spell. No more Besejus. A lot of things need to go right here. Their fourth Rona. That's funny. I'm not familiar with what's going on. But they have not scooped. Sure. Alright, yep, bunch of Menadorks with Keenan. You got it. They've seen a whole lot of their deck, though. So I can Necromentia something specific right now. I have no idea what. Oh, I really don't know what's a Necromentia. Which sucks. I could just Necromentia a Surarack because I know about it. Is that a problem, though? I mean, it doesn't... It makes me... Discard a card. Discard a card and sacrifice a creature. This is you, not your opponent. Okay, so that's not a problem, then. I have no idea what to name, which really sucks. I'm going to be upset once I see something that I wish I would have named. A Surarack does not beat me. Beseju does. They could have more than one copy. So I am willing to hedge against the second copy of Beseju. They don't have it. Okay, so Tyvar doesn't do it. They have Fae of Wishes, which is the only way for them to win. Fae of Wishes. And they have one in hand, so very, very likely I am dead. I would have never have named Fae of Wishes. It was not on my... I probably would have suitor named Karn. Well, whatever they Fae might be, like, I don't know, Cityscape Leveler? No idea. Keenan's not digging to anything, so... Not digging to any relevant spell. So it doesn't really matter. Also, a Surarack, once they Oh, right, I got you. Right. I was going to say, once you complete the dungeon, it doesn't bounce anymore, but you complete other dungeons. Notably, they're doing one that is irrelevant. My opponent will make me lose all the life and basically draw their whole deck. But they don't have infinite mana. Oh, they do have infinite mana. Oh, shucks. Okay, they have infinite mana with the treasure token loop. So I guess Surarack was a problem. No! Alright, cool. So my opponent could loop... So what happened was my opponent can loop a Surarack. Excuse me. However... Okay, stop telling me things. However, they didn't have anything like I can go into the negatives, right? Because Mutavault, I can't lose the game for having less than 0 life or less than 1 life. They have infinite mana with the treasures, but they did not have a card that got them out of this. So I think their sideboard plan was Torment of Hellfire, which they can do X for like 300, but I can just lose 900 life and not sacrifice my permanents and still stuck. So yeah, they did not have a wish card, which makes me very happy. Cool. Cool game. Have not seen anything like that. Sultai, Keenan, Surarack, wish nonsense. I have... Wow. This is actually the penultimate perfect hand. I have 3 white sources, both combos. Yep, it's literally the perfect hand. And I'm on the play. Oh my goodness. All right. So don't scam me. All right, that's fine. Bunch of red 1-drops. We can beat that. Let's play you. Does it matter? I don't know. Let's do this. Man, these caves. I just really like getting lost in the cave, I guess. No second 1-mana spell. Wow. Alright. Unfortunately, I think this game is just instantly over, which is kind of lame. I don't get to do all the stuff ever. What is this, a Wizard's Lightning? I guess they could actually activate Beaumont Courier as well. So Bone Crusher Giant is in Obosh decks, but they are ways away from killing me with it. I'm going to play it safe. Well, I mean, I played 9 lives, so I'm basically forced myself into Solemnity next turn. I was going to say otherwise play Book, but no. This Beaumont Courier is going to draw like 12 cards. Alright, let's play you and you. Yep, opponent. It's like just Bone Crusher or bust. They don't want to continue because they don't want to dig for it, or maybe it's not in their deck. Who knows? Slow mulligan, then just died. Alright, fine. We got this combo. This might actually be a turn 4 book game. I don't want to see another color. Good, good. Okay, well, that's a thing you can do. Let's play you. So I have the turn 4 combo. I play this, and then I play this. Chain Whirler? Whoa, that's spicy. I haven't seen a Chain Whirler since I was a wee lad. Opponent has Chain Whirler. What is that even good against? Oh, wait, no, there's a ton of mana dorks, right? Mono green, Devotion is all over the place. Alright. Although it's a Chain Whirler. Comes in on turn 3. That's like kind of slow, isn't it? Yeah, that might just be too slow to deal with that, but I don't know. Alright, so we just win. There's nothing in this deck that could possibly stop this. I guess if they play Cranko, they can make 1,000,000 tokens, but that doesn't win the game. The black means they have Sling Gang Lieutenant, but again, that doesn't stop Mutavault. Yep, opponent sees the writing on the wall. My opponent would know, though. Alright. I need a land, but I don't know. We'll see. It's just a Gigantolist. What's the worst that could happen? Apparently nothing. They're stuck in the mulligan. They're stuck with the thoughts. They're stuck in the tank. Must be a 1-land hand with 4 1-drops. And they're like, Oh, yep. Looks like they don't want it. Red, white. Okay. So I need double white more than I need double black. I cannot be convinced to Fateful Absence. Oh, this is just the Convoke. Alright, the Knight Errant in the Loxodon deck. Played against this a few times already. Interesting list. Very interesting card. I should probably kill this. I'm going to kill this because if I don't, they can do stuff here. They can play land and start convoking the 5-drops. And giving them a clue is not... It doesn't really matter right now, right? Them cracking clues is very slow. Very slow. Alright, they found They found it anyways. That's not good. And of course it's Loxodon. It's not Knight Errant. Why would it be? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. I wasn't actually done on board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I think we got there with the land. They could play 1, 2, 3. They need 3 sources of damage to kill me immediately, which I think makes 9 lives the better play in that position as opposed to Solemnity. This seems like a pretty cool deck now that I'm thinking about it. You sacrifice your artifacts that you make with this or this to make 3 1/1s, and then you can use them to quickly poop out one of these Convoke 5 drops. That's a really cool strategy. I've not seen this deck before, up until, well, you know, this play session. I love playing against it, though, I'll tell you that much. They can't do anything. They can't play... If they're going to play Gigantha, they can't play Skyclave Apparitions, so... Cool. Fine. I'm not going to turn 1 Thoughtseize. I'm not a fan of turn 1 Thoughtseize. Alright, so if it's Mono Green Devotion, I am screwed. It is. And they have Boseiju and Karn. God to your hand for the matchup. I think too much has to go right in this matchup here. Like, way too much has to go right. This is definitely the worst thing to bump into. So I have to name Karn. I think they run 2 Boseijus as well. Yeah, I have to name Karn. Karn just solos me. They have 2 Karns in hand? Wow. Oh, they have a main deck Cityscape Leveler. Oh, why do you do this? Why? Yep, there's 2 Boseijus. Oh, yeah, this is bad. This is literally the worst possible matchup. So I have at this point there is a Boseiju and a Cityscape Leveler. So there's 2 cards in their deck that almost instantly win the game. Okay. Well, I got the combo. Let's put this on white. I got the combo, but it has to be good enough. Cityscape Leveler is pretty far away, but Boseiju was not. Okay. That was a decent draw. I'm not going to respect... Yeah, I'm not going to respect... I could hold up Fateful Absence so I don't die to top deck, but... What? I was going to say I don't die to top deck Boseiju, but... I don't think that's worth it. Maybe it is, because Boseiju blows this up anyways. Well, no, because if they Boseiju, they can't... Yeah, I think it's worth taking a turn off to activate double combo here, right? Because they only have 1 copy of Boseiju, and it would just be up to the Cityscape Leveler. So I don't know if my opponent was aware or not that they had a second one. Maybe they just copy-pasted a list and didn't realize they had a second Boseiju in their deck. Maybe they weren't willing to wait for it. Huh. Alright. Still a horrible matchup. Still a horrible matchup. Alright. So, I like this list. There's definitely flex spots. If you want things that cost 1 or 2 mana, like Revitalize, could just be something else. I don't really know what. I'd have to look around more, but Revitalize isn't terrible. It offsets some of the life loss from like Grim Tutor and Thoughtseize and Caves of Koilos, which can add up. especially if you really need to cast a Grim Tutor to find a combo piece. Gaining life kind of lets you do that. Against some decks, and some it's irrelevant. And it replaces itself, so if you don't know what to do, just throw a cantrip in your deck. Fateful Absence is just a removal spell. I mean, if 5-minute Teferi's all over the place, this might be better, but I don't know. Removal's weird when you're trying to completely ignore your opponent's creatures. There are times where you have 9 lives and you need to remove 1 creature, so the math works out so you have an extra turn. They can only hit you to up to 8 instead of 9. So there's something there. The green wasn't worth it at all, so I took that out. It just didn't feel like Gaia's Blessing was bringing anything. An Assassin's Trophy is like, it's a good card, but if I want Assassin's Trophy, I might as well make my mana better and turn Trophy into something like this, where it's almost the same thing for what my deck is trying to do. Just make the mana way, way better. The Wish board is mostly irrelevant, so it doesn't matter too much what's going on in here. I only have 1 card that gets to it, and I can only cast it once because I can't loop it with Gaia's Blessing anymore. So it doesn't really matter. You could probably add another Masterminds over maybe one of these, like a Revitalize or a Fateful Absence. Actually, that kind of makes sense. I think this makes a little more sense. It is also another tutor, so you can find, one of your actual in-deck combo pieces and, the name of the game, right? But yeah, the only really bad matchup is Mono Green Devotion. And if you're bumping into that all the time, like if you're way higher in the rank than I am, at least right now, I don't know how much I'm going to climb with this specifically, but Mono Green Devotion is going to be a serious problem. So much so that that deck probably pushes this one out entirely. If it's a very prolific deck, then I wouldn't really advise this. Boseiju, Cityscape Leveler are a problem. Boseiju is in more than just that deck, but if Boseiju is your only answer from the opponent, it's a lot easier to deal with, like a second copy of Solemnity or Necromentia or something like that. Or they just play it as their mana source. But when they have Karn to get Cityscape Levelers, it's like you don't have a way to give Shroud anymore. Well, you do in Historic, you don't in Explorer, right? You don't have that 2-mana green-white Shroud enchantment thing. So it's a lot harder. But other than Mono Green Devotion, this is very good. I like it. I think I only lost like 2 games. One of them was the Mono Green, right? The other one I got mana screwed, which is just the name. That's just Magic the Gathering. But yeah, I like this. The reason I made another video of this, because someone was curious to see what it looked like on ladder, which, I mean, it looks pretty similar to what it looked like in the weekly event thing 3 weeks ago when I played it initially, but this is a more refined list than that one. It's not running a cute Edgar or anything funky. But yeah, I mean, if you like the strategy, it's viable. I would say it's viable. And I don't think this specific iteration of it is even finished. I think you could refine this more. I'd have to look at more cards, though. Oh, good looks, Scary Mango. That might actually be what we're looking for. After a little bit more testing and just thinking about this, I think this is probably the right play. So good looks on that individual that pointed this card out to me. Other than that, yeah, I think, again, this deck is solid. And it's just a matter of don't play against Mono Green. Dodge the Mono Green matchup. It's not totally unlosable, but it's definitely like a maybe 30-70. Yeah, 35-65 win rate ratio is something around there. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think about the deck. If you have ideas for this strategy, let me know. If you like it or don't like it, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.